My people, I greet you from everywhere, anywhere that you are listening to me at this hour. I welcome you to this program that I'm going to start talking about my state, Ondo State. So I invite every one of you that you are from Ondo State. So I want to share my idea with you, and then I want you to be committed into building of our state, Ondo State. I may be new in this kind of a program or a message to my state. I'm from Ondo State. I'm from a town of Igbarauke, so very close to Akure. I want to commend our governor, Arakunrin Akeredolu. I've been watching some amazing work that has been done in that state, and then I'm still hoping that he will do more, and then I'll give part of my own where I want to contribute my advice to the governor and then to the people of this state. I believe that every one of us that we are from that state, we're supposed to love our state, where we come from. And then even though you cannot invest at this moment, your advice can be an investment for the government and then for the people of that state. Now, I want to start with this to appeal to all the youths of Ondo State that every one of them should be a law-abiding people. And then they should insist from every utterances of be violent. Because like person like me talking to you, I've seen a lot of violence that happened in that state. And then up till now, we can still see the traces in that state. That maybe the state could have gone for greatness for many years ago, but because of the violence and then the arrogance and stubbornness of our people. So in 80 to 81, even up to 83, at the time of Omoboliowo and Ajasi, I'm not so young then, even though I'm still a young guy then at that time. But I'm not just too young, so I can see all that is happening. So I see the violence, even in my town, that is Igbaroke. Many of the houses they burned that very time, they still remain unbuilt up to today. All the economy have been devastated. So I can see Akure that is very close to Igbaroke. I can see a lot of people there, a lot of their houses, Alagbaka and all those areas, a lot of places that they've been burned down, and then up till now is not yet built. So I'm appealing to the young Ondo youths. There's nothing you gain in violence. Life is one. Life is one. If it's been taken, there is no how you can get it back. And then you don't allow any politician to use you. Don't allow any politician to use you, because their children are not schooled in Nigeria. They are all in abroad. Even though they are schooled in Nigeria, you know that they have mobile police to protect their house. They have soldiers to protect their house. I'm pleading to you. There is nothing that you gain than to lose your life in politics. And then politics is something that other world, other European, other American people, they enjoy doing politics because it's not do or die. Politics is not do or die. It's something that everybody should be on their thinking that, okay, we are bringing somebody in, and then this person that we are bringing in, what is he offering to us? What is he giving to us? So the program that he have for that state. So that is why people are going to vote, to debate, to do confrontation. But our own confrontation, we turn it to violent. That it don't supposed to be in that way. That you turn an arena for you to think and then to build a great future, and then you turn it to violence. And then at the end of the day, this politician, so they use this opportunity now and manipulate you. That's why you elect them, and then they cannot do nothing. They cannot do nothing. So I'm begging, before anything, I'm begging all the youth that you call yourself youth. Don't let all these people, don't let all these politicians, don't let them use you to go and lose your life. And then don't make somebody enemy to be your enemy. Because that politician that you believe that he hate that is opposition, they don't hate themselves. They are just fighting. They are just fighting for the post of where they want to be. Tomorrow you see them, they are going meeting together. They're sitting down together, they are talking together. But they have used you that they are enemy, and then you want to make enemy of somebody to be your enemy. That is not the way that they play politics. That's not the way they play politics. So you have to play politics with your brain. With your brain. So I beg you in the name of Jesus Christ that you should retrench from any violence at all. Any violence at all. Any violence at all. Because we are the same thing. And then if we are fighting ourselves, and then to kill ourselves and destroy each other's property. So tomorrow, what do we want to write about? And person that is your enemy tomorrow. So now, your enemy today. So how can you look at his face tomorrow? And then you say you want to make reconciliation with him. So you don't turn politics into a violent or into enemy. Don't turn somebody because it's not the same. It's not the same politics with you, or it's not even the same religion with you. And then we cannot say ethnics in those states. I believe that everybody carry themselves along because we count ourselves to be a Yoruba person. Okay, so this is my advice to the youth of Ondo State. And then now I will turn to our governor. I pray, Ogbeni Akeredolu, I pray that God will install you back to continue the good work that you have been doing. I don't talk to politics, but I see some things that you are doing in the States, and then this one give me the opportunity of say, okay, I want to tell you not to say thank you because it's your responsibility to do such a thing in that country. But I want to commend you for a good job. But I'm not saying thank you. It's your responsibility we elect you to be there and do something for the state. So I commend you for the good job that you have done. And then I believe by this, I know this one will give you opportunity that we're already praising you for the good job, so that we can expect more job to be done. So, but our governor, I want to just give my own advice to you, how we can make that state to be a greater state, that our single Ondo daughter, single Ondo son will not be going out of Ondo State for good pastor, either in abroad, either in Lagos, either in Ibadan, because we have all that takes. We have all that takes for every Ondo citizen to be okay. To be okay without going to another state, to be suffering from one discrimination to another discrimination. God has given us enough that we have everything to build our state, to be a great state. That we can build on those states exemplary like Lagos, because we have the seaside. That I want to advise you today, our governor, Mr. Akeredolu. I want to advise you today, and then I'm begging you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, as you are a Christian. If you are a Muslim, I know the word that I need to tell you. As you are a Christian, In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, I appeal to you that anything that it may cost you, anything that it may cost you, let that port be started. If we can build that port in Ondo State, we are now going closer to Lagos. Even those that are not Ondo indigenous, that they are not from the Ondo State, they can come from another place and come into that our state, and then they can live fine. Lagos accommodates a lot of people from everywhere. And then why is it like that? It's because they create job and environment for the foreigner to be in their state. And a vibrant state that we have the same quality of building on those states to be like that of Lagos. So I'm just trying to discuss this with you, that I know the media now is viral, that everybody can see. And then you can see me, I'm inside church now speaking to you. So, and then I know that my message will get to you. I'm speaking from the diaspora. I'm speaking from Italy, in Napoli. So I'm sending this, my message to you, that I will tell you that for me personally, as a pastor, I love what you are doing. And then I believe that we'll continue praying for you, that God will sustain you. But we want you to diversify the economy of Ondo State, so that when we come back home, we can be able to invest also in our state. So we don't need to be running to Lagos to build an empire in Lagos. So we can see our place as home. We can be able to invest what we want to invest, that we are running to Lagos to invest in Lagos. I loved your way of inviting the China into the state. I appreciate that. And then I commend you for that. Don't make a China as your enemy, as everybody in Nigeria is trying to paint China as a perpetrator, or as a wicked nation, or as a communist. I want to remind all the youth of Ondo State, back Akeredolu for China investment in Ondo State. When we are still waiting for the colonization, for our British and or France colonies, they never bring any infrastructure into that continent. Now that China came, and then they were doing amazing infrastructure, a train infrastructure, a port infrastructure in all parts of Africa, a road infrastructure in all parts of Africa. Now, they were trying to paint China as a bad nation. China, to me, is not a bad nation. China is a continent, is a country that brings light to Africa, that make Africa to be proud of themselves today. To be proud of themselves. Because before, where are we? For 400 and something years, where are we? Till China came to Africa and they start building Africa. I want every youth of Ondo State to understand that with China, Ondo State can be great. I'm not talking about other states, anything they can do in their state. If they like, they can hate China. What we need is to regulate all that we are doing in our government. If you borrow money from China, do what you borrow that money for. Not that you borrow money to do a road, and then you are using that money to buy buy car or to marry. You know that you borrowed money to do your road, to do your train. And then you know the investment that what you invest your money, you are going to gain that money and give back that money to who borrowed you. So it's very simple. Every one of us, we are going to bank, and then you borrow money from bank. And then when you don't pay that bank back, what do? They take your house. because you never invest your money well. What kills us in Africa is when we are investing. Instead of us to focus on our investment, we start doing party, throwing party everywhere. We want to be chairman here, we want to be chairman there. At the end of the day, both capital and our investment, we spend our money on party, or we buy car. So how many a car that we buy in how many years that car will last? If we get accidents or if we destroy, it will be going to mechanic from one place to another. But if you invest that money on factory, you know that in another year, when you know what you are doing, and then you focus on your investment, you know how much you are going to gain. In some days, in some years, in some hours, how much are you going to gain? You see a lot of people in Nigeria, they buy Ferrari, that's very expensive. That money of that Ferrari can build a massive a company that 2, 3, 5 people, they can be working there, and then they can be getting money to feed their family. But we are not doing our own like that. So, Mr. Akeredolu, I commend you for the good job, and therefore the Chinese that you bring to those states, that they are doing all those things. So look out to other places. We have many mineral resources that you can use to pay these people. So let the airport be built. Let our ports be built. So when the port is built, so people, other containers that's supposed to go to Lagos, it will be diverted to Ondo State, which we are very close. Which is very close. And if you can do that one, I know that every Ondo citizen, Ondo State citizen, from the left to the right, they will be back home, and then they will start investing their money. They will start investing their money. So in the bitumen sector, we don't need to wait for government. We don't need to wait for government. Is to seek the federal government approval, and then how can we control and how can we mine our own mineral resources in these states? So we have the source of the oil there, and then this is another thing for us, that we need to hold our leader accountable for all that they are doing. So you don't look at people and then you humiliate you for your rights. So the leader need to be accountable. You need to talk to your governor. You need to sit him down, and then he needs to listen to the citizen. That is what the democrat is about. So not because you want to fear your leaders, and then you cannot tell them the truth. When you elect them there, and then they need to listen to you. So when they are not ready to listen to you, you block the street. You protest, and then you block the street. So I know that Mr. Akeredolu, you are going in the right path, but more investment in Ondo State. When the China bring their money for infrastructure, let them do what they want to do. You don't follow them to criticize China. China can build our massive port, and then that will be benefiting from. No one is not holding. American debt, China owes 30% of American debt. So no country that is not owing. So when you are owing money, you know that you are using it for capital and investment. And then you know that your infrastructure, that you are borrowing money to develop. That port is very, 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 very important for us. And then in another way again, Ondo State is a place that agriculture is the major sources of that state. Cocoa House in Ibadan was built with the cocoa money from Ondo State. So, and then many agriculture products in Ondo State that can make us to be comfortable without borrowing money from anybody. So a lot of massive resources we have in Ondo State. I believe if we are not being stupid, I believe that we will be rich as a state like Lagos. Because I see that many of us, we are just claiming we are educated, but we never make use of our education. Instead of us to be making use of our education, we turn it to be foolishness. Because we're supposed to turn our education into a wealth, not foolishness. Not petition other people, not criticizing other people. If we are fighting for progress or development of our state, we are not fighting because I take your girlfriend or you take my wife. We are talking about the progress of a state. A progress of a state. So now it's a matter of confrontation. What can we do? And then what are the things that we want to leave as a legacy for the next generation? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. A lot of governors, they have gone. And then I cannot count any one of them that they are very rich. In Ondo State, that they are very rich. So we hold ourselves down. As we are holding ourselves down, we are holding our progress. Our prosperity, we are holding it down by writing petition against another, by fighting each other with evil powers. So if you are not strong in evil power, so you cannot stand in the front of anybody. A state that is supposed to be borrowing people money, a state that's supposed to be feeding another nation. They are talking about Fulani S-men in Ondo State. It's bothered me and then it annoys me. Because when I was growing as a child, in the late 60s to 70s, I used to see when I'm going to school, there is a lot of small ranch on my way going to school. And then the type of the cow, they are very big one. In my language then, we call them erila, and they're very big. They have black and white color. And then I never see where Fulani S-men, where they are taking land from people or where they are killing people. If our day today have been the technology world that we live today, we have to change to the time of life. We have to change in the way the technology is going. We don't need to lag behind. So when these things have been going on and then rampant in Nigeria, so what Ondo State need to do? You don't need to allow people coming from the north and then entering into your forests with their cow and then destroying the farmland, the crops of the farmers. What you need to do is to do a ranch. And then I believe many people that they are in the power in Ondo State, many of them have traveled to Europe. They have seen how these farmers, how they deal with their animals. No one's take animal around the town. No place you see in America, in Britain, in any part of the world, that cow continue rampaging the old streets. There is nowhere that is happening. But these leaders are coming and then they are seeing how they arrange everything, but they deceive to make things work in the way they see it in Europe or in America. And then all of them are traveling. So I'm calling you today. Mr. Akeredolu, our Excellency Governor, I'm calling you today. It may be too long, but one day things may resolve. So I'm encouraging you today. Even the Fulani themselves, if the Ondo citizen, they don't know how to run a cow or how to make a livestock farmer, let the Fulani, let them get a ranch. I don't discriminate anybody. Where I am, I'm a foreigner, but they never say I'm a foreigner that I should not have right to what I need to have right for. And then Fulani that they are Nigerian, outside they are Nigerians. So you can make these people to have their ranch. So what you need to get from them is their taxes. Now we have cocoa in a lot of cocoa in Ondo State. But we just take the beans of the cocoa and then we sell it abroad. We don't process it, but I'm very happy that I'm seeing that they are processing the cocoa powder in Ondo State now, which I'm very pleased with and then very happy. Enlightened to see such a thing is going on in my state. So that's why I'm making this video for many things that I've seen about the administration of Akeredolu. I know we are going somewhere. We cannot arrive there one day, but we are moving. We are moving. This is my joy why I'm making this video. Not because I just want to make video. I want to tell you that we are seeing what you are doing. We are watching. From far away, we are watching. So this livestock farmer is very, very important for a state or for a country. I've made a video like this and then advised the federal government of Nigeria. And then I believe that some of them, maybe they listen to that message, or some of them just do from their mind. You can see in Kaduna State now, after my message, I see that El-Rufai is building a massive company that will be producing milk. Because then I analyze it for them. A farmer, a two farmer, the livestock farmer, and then the real farmer, they both need themselves. If a farmer grow a weed, it will sell to the livestock farmer that this animal will eat. So they don't need to fight because they are both working together to make their business moving forward. After the cow has eaten the weed that the farmer grow, the livestock farmer will take the shit of the cow and do what? And sell to the farmer. So now are they not cooperating? They are cooperating together now in this form. And then when you have a ranch, one cow a day can give you milk that will worth 5,000 naira. One cow. And then if you have 100 cows, and then you take the milk every day and take to the laboratory where they will do every kind of milk. Switzerland, everybody are talking about Switzerland. Very rich. What is the major sources of their income? It's just cow and milk. Cow and then the milk. They export cow meat to other nations. They sell their milk to other nations. Our pig milk, where is it coming from? It's coming from Holland. And then we have cow in Nigeria that we can take the milk and process it. And then our children, as they born them and then they are growing, you start giving them a fresh milk. You see them that they are nourishing. So malnutrition, it will not be in our society. And then it boosted the economy of the environment. That these things are being produced. But in our own, we don't want to borrow sense from other people. We want to remain who we are. We don't want to learn from other people. We don't want to borrow knowledge from other people, which is very or the trade that they are using today to produce cotton, to produce paper. It's amazing. We are going somewhere. So that's why my message today, I'm not condemning you, Mr. Governor. I'm just encouraging you and then give you another instances that you can bring out something good in other people. Because if you start building a ranch now and then get cow, behave like Babao that travel to Argentina to bring pieces of other cow to Nigeria. If you can do in the same way, instead of people killing people in the farm, you can't blame people that are killing people in the farm because everybody is fighting for survival. But how can we solve that problem? How can we bring people together? And then how can we establish our youth? What can we give to them? This is exactly what I told my brother. That is once again running for Ondo State Governor. I told him, how can you empower? What is the strategy for you to empower the youth? What do you have for the youth? Because you see many of them today. Many are very serious that they want to do something for their country, for their state. But also you see many of them that are going about and do nonsense, smoking go everywhere, disturbing peace of other people. No matter what you give to them, they are not ready to work. They are not ready to work. So there is a lot of potential in Ondo State that we need to tap. We need a good people, we need a good leadership that can make it happen for us. We can build all the skyscrapers that is in Dubai. We can have another city like Eco Atlantis in Ondo State. All the largest Ondo there. There can be built like Lagos, like Victoria Island. It can be built like the new city in Lagos. Ondo State can be built like Dubai. But what we need a great leadership. We need people with a good idea. We need people with new sentiment, not old sentiment. With stubbornness, arrogancy, and hatred. You don't need to hate anybody. You don't need to hate your brother. Where people hate themselves, there is no progress there. There is no progress because you make your brain to be locked, and then will be locked forever. That's why you see many places in Ondo State they cannot rise up because jealousy and hatred. Jealousy and hatred. Let us pray for all the evil spirits that is in Ondo State that never make the children there to succeed. You see some village in Ondo State where they're supposed to be prosperous, but they will kill all the great children in that village. So that's why I'm encouraging our governor, Mr. Akeredolu, let investment from outside come. Let investment from outside come. So when the Chinese come and make our railway to connect with Osogbo, make our railway to connect with Kaba. So you know that we are going somewhere. It's not something that is very difficult. I spoke with some of my elders in my village. All the youth that they are roaming about, you give them Okada. So can they finish with the Okada? And then their children continue with Okada. Okada is not what you will do to change life of people. It's not. A lot of schools are devastated in that state. But the youth are in that village that they can go out and start building that school. What you just need to give to them is a voluntary job for your village. So what you need to do, if you are supposed to take 1,000 naira, because you are doing it for your community, you are doing it for your village, you take 500 naira. And then the state or the local government, it will donate all the materials that is needed to build that school or to build that road. All in that road, in all villages or in all towns, you can engage your youth. They start doing drainage. They start doing drainage so that that road can be upgraded. And then when government's ready now, or when the local government ready now, they can start tying in that road. I've seen a lot of road that they were doing in Ondo State. They are concrete road. So if the asphalt is not yet ready to tie that road, they can make the concrete of that road. The youth can do that. In your streets, you can gather the youth and then give them the mechanics of the tractor for digging the hole. Let them dig the hole and then set a block and make a drainage and cover the drainage and then cement the street. And then when asphalt comes, you can tie the road, which is very simple. So instead of them to be going out and then be smoking, it goes somewhere or pregnanting themselves anywhere. However, so all the local governments, they can engage their youth so that they will be useful for themselves. So we will not be complaining. My town is not being tied. My streets are not good. The youth are there. We know, okay, that there's no money for making everybody to be okay now. But now we can start from somewhere. Instead of money sharing between ourselves, because I used to those days that I used to come to my state. A lot of them just little money that they can use to build a school, to do something good. You see them, government money is sweet to spend, and then you don't know that when the money that's meant for development of your local government, meant for development of your state, and then you are just using it to lodge into hotel, to carry woman, or to buy one kind of flashy car. And then at the end of the day, your citizens are still in pain. Your children are still coming at the back, that they will still remain in that poverty. So we don't think about that one. We are only selfish for a little money, that can never take us to anywhere. So I'm encouraging our governor. There's how we can do intervention in all ways of our life, that we can make things work in our life, that we can improve the life of our youth. But we have made our youth to be lazy. We say we are empower them, but we don't teach them. We don't teach them the way forward. We don't teach them in the way forward. They will continue having the old mentality old mentality that somebody needs to help me. You need to help yourself now. You need to help yourself. Because God created us, and then He gives us chance for us to work towards our prosperity. So that's why the Bible says, hand that doesn't work, those supposed to eat. And then faith without work is dead. So a lot of people, they struggle their life to where they are. But at the time that they're supposed to be receiving or eating the work of their hands, or to benefit for their hard labor, their life will be taken for nothing. For nothing. It's a time for us to come together, both home and abroad, to unite together, that we have no any other home apart from that state that God has given to us. We are all brothers keepers. And then I believe if you help me today, I will help you tomorrow. If you build the city, if you build that state, it will be on your name. Awolowo has died for many years, but people are still doing what? They are still talking about Awolowo. That's a great man. So, our governor, Mr. Akeredolu, if you build port for us in Ondo State, if you make the realization of that port in Ondo State, I want to assure you that even though you are no more, your name will continue ringing bell in the generation coming. What we need from you now is that port. That port, we need that port. Very, very important. That port is very important. Because that port will bring a lot of people to that state. It will bring a lot of investors into that state. Any place that you find port in the whole world, it will be a beautiful city. Maybe one day, I will film the city that I'm living in Europe. I will film it and send it into WhatsApp that you can see, or you can Google it by yourself, or YouTube it by yourself. You see how beautiful Napoli is. And then Naples is popular all over the world because of the ports that is in Napoli. Napoli become a developed state. A developed state among the Italian regions. A lot of visitors troop to Napoli all over the world to come and see amazing things that is in Napoli. And then I believe that my state can be a church. It can be a church tomorrow. If the port is being built, a lot of white people will be directed to go and invest in that state. A lot of tourist sites is in that state. But because we focus ourselves on things that is not necessary, that's why I say we are educated. Instead of us to transform our education into wealth, we turn it to foolishness. We turn it to foolishness. I'm very sorry, my word may be hot, it all may be hard, but the truth have to be said. Because we need to interrogate ourselves that if we have all these mineral resources, these are massive mineral resources in Ondo State, and then we are still poor, we need to question ourselves. The bitumen is there. The crude oil is there. We have limestone there. We have a lot that I cannot be counting them now. And then why should we be poor? The European, they don't have anything. If European, in Italy that I'm living, if they have just the one in Ondo State, not only the one, not all the one that is in Nigeria, I believe that they will be richer more than anybody in this world. Let us make use of our brain. Let us make use of the potential of education that we have. You can't be educated and be local. And then your thinking will be awkward when you say you are educated. Let us civilize with our education. Let us open up and have open hearts as a people, so that we can be able to bring smile into face of our future. Because if we continue in this path, believe me, brother and sister, we're going nowhere. We do what? We go nowhere. So we have to start talking to ourselves. We have to start elaborating ourselves. Give ourselves senses. Not because you hate somebody without no reason. Don't make enemy with people without no reason. Don't make enemy with China because America doesn't like them. Because Britain don't like them. So you don't need to make them your enemy. They are benefiting, all of them are benefiting from China. British is benefiting from China. So you can see South America now, all depend on China because they are doing their road, because they are doing their train. I want to see my state, Ondo State, that we have a train that will connect with every part of Nigeria. When you have train, things will be moving. In the olden days, that they have train that carry cow, that take cow from north to the east, that take cow from the north to the west. There is no Fulani S-men. Nobody kills anybody. Nobody destroy any corpse of anybody. Everybody were living in peace. But today, because we abandon what is important and take what is not important in our life, so that's what we receive. That's what we receive. So I want you, our governor, your excellency, Mr. Keredolu, wake up to this my call. We can give bitumen to these China people. We can give them crude oil to do what we want for us. You don't need to give them money. You don't need to borrow money from them. I want you to learn from Venezuela. Venezuela is owing China. And then he know that Venezuela is under sanction of America. Under sanction of America. But what did he do? He said, now don't give me back money. Give me your oil. China can take oil from you. China is a businessman. China never wants to rule the world. It never wants to conquer any country. China will never seek that he want to change the government of Nigeria. So these people that they are campaigning calumny, China is not good, the money is borrowing people. They borrow you money, and then the money that they borrow you is the money that they take from your continent, that they are borrowing you back. Because where you deposit your money, your country reserve, you will deposit in their account, and then from that money you deposit in their account, the amount that money they will take and borrow you money. And then you'll be paying interest upon your own money. But China bring its money to you. Take this money, make use of it, and give me back my money. China is building Africa. China is building Africa. So I want my state, don't be enemy of China, because American people that have taken us for slave for many years, the British that have taken us for granted for many years, they see China is changing the face of Africa now. They will not be happy about it, because in short future now, we will not be independent on any nation anymore, because we can be able to build anything that we want by ourselves. We can be able to build our road by ourselves. So China has opened our eye to many things that the white people and then the Europeans or all the white supremacists, they don't want to accept that. So that's why they were hating China, because now they make Africa now, because they believe that we are just a cloth that they can use. When it's old, they throw it off. But China is important in us, that these people, they are creative. Give them opportunity. When Buhari traveled to America after he take office, Trump asked him that we want to be importing rice to Nigeria. And then Buhari denied that we don't want that. We want to start building our empire of rice. And then thank God for that, for that creative and then motivation of that Buhari. When coronavirus happened, Nigeria could have known that they are a mess. Now they are talking about Nigerian rice now. Even here now, they are bringing Nigerian rice to us here. And then when you cook Nigerian rice, from your kitchen to where your living room is, you'll be hearing the aroma of that Nigerian rice. But we don't want to change our mind from our colonization. That is our problem. And then I want my state to change their mentality from all this. I want them to change. We are creative, and then we can build empire for ourselves. But when we are relying on the Europeans, we are relying on Americans. So you cannot go from where you are. People trading in China. Buhari tell them, if we are going to buy anything in China, we are going to use China money. We can't change our money to dollar, and then we get to China, we change it to China money. So we are losing in two places. But what happened? What happened to America? They hate Buhari. He say he's a dead man. He say he's a dead man. So they don't want us to grow. That's why they are condemning China for you. So China is not bad. Take their money and use their money in a useful things. Not to buy car, not to go and buy HB, not to be party. One thing that I don't like in this in the administration of Akeredolu, why finishing project and then people start showing cloth and then they are dancing? Dancing for what? We are far away back. We are far away back. Why celebrating your project? Why celebrating them? They can film them, and then let people know what you are doing. But why gathering people? The money that you take to sow HB for them, that money we buy them some 2 gallons of oil. Or you can use that one to even support their business. Support their business. So you don't do that. We don't celebrate a borehole now. We don't celebrate borehole. You are building borehole for people, and then they show HB, they are dancing. For what? Why people are setting pipe of water from another state to another state? We are doing borehole, and then we are still celebrating. So our dear governor, I want you to take this thing out of the matter. Out of the matter. There is no celebration in finishing one project. At the time of our old rulers, they do water in my village. 1970, water came to our place, and then we opened it, and then I never see anybody celebrating. And then 1970, 71 or 72, they brought light to my village, and then all of us in the street, we troop out in the street, we start dancing. And then killing and those things that we eat when we are very small. We run outside, and then we are celebrating of the life. So there's no any celebration. So why now? Why now? It's your responsibility as we elect you. One cannot tell me now that it's an achievement for Swan to have a borehole. And then I want to talk about that light. Because every one of us, we are complaining about light. They are not doing light, they are not doing light. We don't need to be waiting to be setting wire here and there. There is technology going all over the world now. If I go back home now, I don't need to wait for NEPA. I don't need to wait for any wire. I can decide to cut their wire out of my house. You do a panel, a solar energy that will give you 24 hours light without no interruption. We have the sun, and then what you need is for you to buy the battery where you can store the sun there. So Nigeria, we don't need, my state, we don't need to be lamenting. There is no NEPA, there is no light. That's why my business is not going. I'm very happy to be seeing it in Nigeria that they start doing solar panel energy. That you don't need to take wire from one place to another anymore. Your house, you can fix a light that you don't need a generator that will disturb your neighbor. To disturb your neighbor. The white people, they don't have the kind of sun that we have. But at the little time they have that sun, many of them now, they have the panel solar energy in their house installed. So Nigeria, let us wake up. Let us wake up. Because the way they were talking about Europeans, what they are doing for themselves. If we are doing it for ourselves in our country, the Europeans, they are not waiting for their government for anything. Nigeria, we want to wait for government to establish job. Here is individual. It is individual that they are establishing company factories. But our own, instead of us to be establishing factory, we turn factory to church. We are too so religious, and then we say we are poor. Our religion makes us too poor. Drain our brain. And then we say because of problem, that's why everybody is going to church. No. The solution is in your brain. You need to calculate what I'm supposed to do. What are the right things that I need to do? So I send my message to you, our governor. And then I believe that I make my priority. And then why I make this message and send to YouTube that it can get to you. Surely I know it will get to you. First priority, our ports. Our ports. Number one, if you can do that one, I believe your generation and generation will be benefiting from it. Not that they will be gaining something from it, but the legacy. The legacy that you leave down, that you are the one that built Ondo State ports. It will be a respect for your family, for generation to come. As Awolowo is being respected today, his children is being respected today. Even his enemy today, you see them, they are putting Awolowo cap. So that is the greatness. So try to be that great leader. Try to be that great leader. I would like to speak with you whenever I come to Africa, if there is opportunity for me to come to those states. But if there is no opportunity for me to come to those states, I'll still be sending my message to you in this form. Second, building of our electricity. The solar panel. Not that I'm building a company. There is no electricity to make the company function. Introduce, and then make it compulsory for people to start building solar energy lights. And then third, about our agriculture. Livestock agriculture, that cow, goat, sheep, pig, and then finally, milk. Even though where they are getting that cow from, if they cannot produce it, there's nothing bad that in our state, if you have the technology to do all this, you can be supply all Nigerians. That every Nigerian in their home, they can be able to take glass of cup, a fresh milk. A fresh milk in the morning. No fura they don't know. In Nigeria, only what they know to do with their milk is fura they don't know. That doesn't bring anything to them. It never bring any shishi to them. So if these things can be done, you know that for the remaining 4 years, I know that you are going to win these 4 years. In these 4 years, if you can make this thing work, realization of this thing that I'm saying to you, you will see that people will be coming to you and seek knowledge from you. And their thoughts about our security. I see you parading for Amotekun, but I want for that Amotekun should not turn into another thing that will lose life of the Ondo people. I know our people, they are Kana. There is nothing bad in storing a local police that will be of the federal government. If I should show you one example of why I never agree, and then I will not agree with this Amotekun. Both of you can see what is going on in the social media for some days now about Fani Kayode. You see arrogant this fellow are. You can see how insulting it is to the poor people or to the youth. And then these are the people that they call themselves leader in Yoruba land. So if you are talking about restructuring, and then these are the people that they are crying for restructuring. So you can see the kind of attitude that they will put on the Oduduwa Republic. So, my governor, empower the youths, that fifth one, engage them. Not that they will be roaming about, smoking igbo everywhere. Let a coordinator, in all local governments, let all the coordinators bring the youth together to help their local government, to build their school. I said to Nigerian government one time, you don't need to cry about how our prison is being congested. It's opportunity for them to make their prisoners build a modern prison, because you have mechanic, you have a bricklayer among them. You have a lot of intellectuals among them. They can design and structure a very beautiful, like modern world prison that they can build for all part of Nigeria. And then those that they are in prison, they can live in an environment that they can learn, and then they can change their life. They can start learning mechanic there. They can start going to school. Their life can change from that present. Be that you are a criminal doesn't mean that your life cannot change or your life will be condemned forever. The same thing applies now. All our devastated schools, those youth in our community, you can engage them and give them money. Those our inner streets in our villages, in our cities, those youth can start building them. This is fifth one. The sixth one about our education. About our education. We need to improve. You can see a lot of people passing out from school today. They can't speak good English. Even their teacher, who you employ and pay with Nigerian money, you see them, they can't speak a good English. So what do they want to teach people? Who cannot express themselves with good English? So what can they teach? They can't teach anybody anything. So our school system need to change. And then our cities, our village need to be monitored. Any parent that refuses to send the children to school is supposed to be in prison. They're supposed to send him to jail because every child, every male child, and every female child entitled for knowledge and education. If they want to learn work, let them finish their school first. And then in the process of learning work, they can still be going to school. And give what they are learning a backing grant of education. Because today, all is about technology. The world today, the winner in today's market, in today's civilization, the winner are the technologies. Technology rule our world now. Why China and America are fighting? It's who to lead in the technology world, which I want my state. I want citizens of my state. I want them to take part in this. We have brilliant people, vibrant people all over the world. That if we want them, without killing them, with our mystery, evil mind and evil spirit, to destroy them. I believe that a lot of people ready to stand up and build that state can complete with Lagos. We are Yoruba people. We are like an animal, a lion that never fear elephants. I believe that we can make it. I believe that we can do it. So I encourage you, our governor, as you have started the good work, continue. Engage people. Talk with people. I'm saying it because of your legacy. Because of when you are not in the office again. So it's not good you go out of your office and then they say they want to hold you accountable. So how many people that have ruled that state now? What are they talking about them? Is Mimiko have any reputation in the society? Or Agagu? Or many of them? But today you can change the narrative. You can open another chapter, another page for that state. And then how can you do it? It's for you to continue engaging China. Engaging China. Let them start investing and open factories everywhere. Open supermarkets that people can be able to get jobs. So a lot of people can be able to immigrate to Ondo State. and build Lagos, build Ondo State like Lagos. This is what I do. This is what I just bring to you today. And then I believe that my message will get to you. I love you so much, my governor, and then I believe that you will take some out of my advice today. And then God bless him.